Much. Welcome everyone for this for this Tech Solutions Made in Europe event. Today's topic is trusted marketing tools made in Europe and serving the European market. And so without further ado, since we have three very interesting companies and three very interesting presenters today, I'm going to jump immediately to Bastien Bezat, who's VP Sales France for User.com. Bastien, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Robin. Hi, everybody. Glad to be here today to introduce User.com. So I will share my screen right now. It will be around 10 minutes of presentation with a mix of this document I have prepared, and then we will also have the time to go a bit into the solution for some stuff, interesting stuff I have to show you. So first of all, who we are.
Sorry, just let me interrupt quickly. And if people have questions, please don't hesitate to jump in right at the end of Bastien's presentation. We're going to do like presentation questions. Sorry for forgetting to mention that.
No worries. Thanks. Questions are always great to add more context. So regarding who we are, first of all, User.com is part of Positive Group. We are historically a French company based in north of France. We have more than 20 years of existence. During a long period, we were called Sarbacane Company, an email marketing software, but since a few years, we are part of a group called Positive Group. We now support thousands of organizations across Europe, from SME to large companies. Regarding the offices and the way we are working into the group, we have 8 offices across Europe and various solutions, which all has one goal, is to better serve communications into companies. And with one, I would say, keyword, which is, it's not one single word, but it's to make it easier for people to deal with marketing and automation tools. So before introducing in details what the solution is doing, let's talk about the problem we are solving. Companies are having thousands of data, and the key part is always to use it efficiently and in real time. By data, I'm talking about data from the CRM, data from the websites, data from some analytics, data from communication tools. Each company, even if the company is not selling something online, for all companies, you always have many data into your structure. So the goal is, how do we help companies to use this data efficiently? And by adding this real-time customer data, which is a big part of the solution I will introduce in a few minutes. So the goal is to help organizations to better serve their customers, their potential customers, by being more efficient in personalizing their communications. So what is User.com? User.com is a marketing automation software with, as you can see here, 3 blocks. The first one on the left side of the screen is basically the data part of the tool, which is again a CRM tool. So we will collect every single data from a company, which is data maybe from an existing CRM, data from a website, data from the newsletter I'm sending, any data you can have. It can also be data from your physical store that you have. And the goal is really to organize and to have this data in one single place, so then you can have better analysis and then use this data. And by using this data, I'm talking about communication. We are offering various ways to communicate. The first ones are the ones that everybody is using, I think, which is emails campaign. Then we are able to send SMS, WhatsApp messages. We have a feature called the mobile wallet. It's those fidelity card you have in your mobile phone, chatbot, and also website content. Website content is the ability to change a website in real time based on the profile of the person which is currently visiting this website. So the goal is really customization. So if I sum up, we collect data, we organize this data in order to help our customer or clients to know which kind of segment they have. They can have a segment of, I don't know, a regular customer, or it can be inactive customer. It can be French customer versus Belgium customers, etc., etc. And then we communicate, and we help our clients to communicate. And the final goal is really to communicate on the right channel at the right time, because we are not reading emails we are receiving. Sometimes we prefer WhatsApp, we prefer I don't know, a chatbot on the website, so that kind of stuff. It's always better to show the product, so I will directly go into it. I'm just preparing the right screen. So you will see I will have a demo website. I will start with this website, which is an e-commerce website. It's just to show then what will happen into user.com. So let me change the tab. So I'm coming in this e-commerce website. Of course, it will be a massive amount of communication, because when I am on a demo, and specifically in 10 minutes, I need that to be very quick. But of course, we manage the marketing pressure, and it will not be like that in the real world, if I can say. As you can see here, what happened, I was going in this website. I received first the possibility to discuss with this chatbot tool. Then I have this special offer at the top of the screen. Sorry, it's in French actually, but I can explain what we are seeing in the screen. And at the middle of the screen, we can see this pop-up, which is asking me to maybe let my email in order to receive the newsletters. If I just maybe go in a category, which will be dresses, like this one, and I will just check this product here. You saw I made a page. I visited various pages into this website. So now what is going on in the user.com SaaS solution? So here we are in user.com, which is, as I was saying at the beginning, a marketing software, marketing CRM software. So here we have, first of all, some data about contacts, maybe companies, maybe my products, and maybe other sources. But let's keep it simple. Here I was making some stuff into the website. So if I click on refresh the list, we can see somebody. I mean, there is somebody into the CRM. We don't. The tool doesn't know my name, so we have these random names. It's on purpose so that we can make sure we can identify real people than compared to people we have on the website, but we don't really know who they are. So, and we can see here every single action I have made. So I arrived at the home page of the website, then I visited those dresses and this specific dress. And what's the added value of that is I already have some data about this person in my website. I can already know that this person is looking for some dresses. So I put this tag immediately, automatically in this page. And then I can see every interaction. Of course, I didn't make any interaction, so there is nothing. But if on the website I would let my email, or if I connect to my account, then every single action I was doing will be in one single data sheet into the tool. If I come back to the website, I will this time let my email like that. And here you can see, I don't know if you remember the website, but at the beginning it was a general offer, and now we have an offer with dresses because the website has been changed, because I was checking for dresses in my previous behavior. So if we come back to the tool and we refresh the data, we will see that, I am Bastien Bozin, and I made this behavior, and I'm still, of course, interested in dresses. And now I can go into some automation flow, sorry, in order to receive some communication. Then this is the last thing I will show in this short time is how it's easy with the tool to send some very specific scenarios of communication, because we are not talking about sending this same newsletter to everybody. We are talking about sending some specific messages on specific channels depending on the behavior of the person. So I will show, for example, what happened with this pop-up, with this newsletter pop-up. It's basically this automation flow. It's in French, but don't worry, I will translate, and I don't have to explain everything. It's just to show how the tool is working. So basically, we have a page visit, which is the first step of this automation scenario the tool is able to do. So just to be clear, I'm explaining why I was receiving those pop-up into the website and how it's easy with user.com to make it. So first, you just have to choose what will launch the scenario. Here it's a page visit, and then it's just a question of delay. So how long I want to wait before displaying, for example, a pop-up, and a question of, scenarios, because depending on what I will do on the website, I can have this first scenario or this second scenario. So I will not show everything, but just to make it simple, here we have the page visit. After 10 seconds, the solution is checking if I am already a customer of this specific website, and if not, we will display the pop-up. If I accept the pop-up, then I will receive the campaign. If I'm just checking the pop-up, then I will have something else. So that's really some marketing automation scenarios, but no codes. And what we are doing at user.com and at Positive Group is we are making things easier than some other tools which are very complicated sometimes for companies. And we are able to launch any project of marketing automations very quickly because it's a real no-code solution. Just before stopping this demo, I just want to remind the different possibilities of the tool. So this marketing automation tool will be able to send your newsletters, SMS, WhatsApp messages, create of push notifications on the website, even on a mobile app, it's also possible. And then we have this chatbot I was talking about. To conclude, I just want to say that in Europe, we deserve powerful tools with many capabilities, but more than everything, we need a tool which can be which can be mastered by the companies really quickly. However, if the tool is not easy to use, it will not be used enough into the company. And it's exactly what we are doing. So I'm happy to answer some questions if you have some, and I hope I respect the timing. I didn't check, to be honest.
You're perfect on timing. Don't worry at all. This is a very interesting presentation. Thank you. Very cool demo. It's clearly a powerful tool that you have there. I find it particularly interesting that you showed a no-code interface without throwing a million AI buzzwords at people. I think it would be appreciable if that's something that happened more often, because it shows that you have a real tool and not just something like cobbled together. One thing, of course, people should jump in the chat with questions if you have any. But in the meantime, so your tool is presumably very conversion oriented, right? That is what people are using it for. In my experience, the big tech marketing platforms that don't have this tooling but do offer various kinds of marketing solutions tend to lie a lot about the conversions they have. It's certainly something that, so I in a past life I was VP of marketing analytics at the New York Times, and figuring out the truth out of the conversions they claim to have was always challenging. And in the industry, you always hear the stories of people who made a deal in person. They shook hands, they signed it on paper, and Google or Facebook still claims the conversion for that deal. So is that something, because they are fudging the numbers, is that something that you have to explain to your customers? Is that a common issue? Do you think that people tend to understand the difference between these solutions?
Yeah, thanks. It's a very accurate and good question, because it's a topic we are facing a lot, obviously. And the vision that we have here in Positive Group is to don't be on fake data, but on real data. And how do we do it? First of all, we are very flexible. First, it will be a question of how we deal with customers, and then I will answer really the question. So we are flexible on contract. We are launching a lot of POC, proof of concept, in order to show, not because we have 10,000 of customers for which we increase the conversion by 20%, but we want to show it in a real and new area, which each customer is different. That's the first thing. And then regarding how we are dealing with this thing, I have two answers. The first one is a bit technical. We are always integrated in the back end of the website, meaning that the person in charge will be very able to connect any data from our solution to the CMS and to the website. That's the technical part. And the second part is regarding how we are. I mean, the strength of the tool is to follow every steps of the consumer, of the person behavior. So it's pretty easy, to be honest, for us to make concrete and realistic rules regarding how. I mean, we did this conversion thanks to user, or it was random. It's very easy for us to deal with this topic thanks to this tracking that we have. Because, for example, if a customer is sending a newsletter to somebody and this person is going to the website, but then he leaves. I mean, he left the website with doing nothing, or maybe he just saw one page. Thanks to user.com, we will send maybe a specific information on this page you have seen. And then if the conversion is happening, it's easy to make the link. So first of all, making a test before sending a 2 years contract, it's a commercial part. And then, this follow-up is allowing us to make proof and to show proof regarding what's happened into the conversion. Yeah.
That sounds great. Yeah, it certainly sounds grounded in more reality than some of the stuff we get from those other platforms. Thank you very much, Bastien. I know you have a meeting to get to right after this. Thank you for making the time to come talk to us. And with this, we're going to switch over to Lorenzo from VT Next. Lorenzo, are you ready to go?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Bastien, and welcome, Lorenzo. Please take it away.
Okay. Thank you, Robin, and hello, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here and introduce you VT Next, a truly European company that bridges the gap between CRM and business process management, helping organizations transform the way they manage both customer relationship and internal operations. Today, I'd like to take you on a short journey through who we are, what we do, and most importantly, what we can add to your company. Let me begin with a few numbers that tell our story. VT Next counts over 100 partners, has more than 20 years of experience, and has reached over 50,000 downloads of our platform worldwide. We support over 200 integrations and plugins, and we are a team of more than 40 professionals. We share all the same vision, helping companies simplify complexity through process automation and smarter collaboration. We are proudly European, as I said it before. Our headquarters are in Italy.
There's some noise. Yes, I don't know if people are not muted. Please mute yourselves.
Okay. As I said, we are proudly European. Our headquarters are in Italy and Poland, and we operate with a mindset that's open, transparent, fully compliant with the EU regulations. Unlike many US-based or other-branded solution, we are independent, and that independence means freedom for our clients. It means no hidden costs, no rigid vendor lock-ins, and no compromises between innovation and compliance. We believe that technology should empower businesses and not constrain them. And that's why our pricing model is fair and sustainable, allowing companies of all sizes to grow with us over time. So what we do? Okay, perfect. Yeah. BT Next, as I said it before, is much more than a traditional CRM. Our platform combines customer relationship management with business process management, so that we can address for essential business areas that every organization depends on. So sales, you can say from the very first contact with a prospect to cross-selling and upselling activities, we help companies maximize customer value and never miss an opportunity. So everything is tracked, measurable, and transparent. Marketing, with VT Next, you can create and monitor campaigns, target different audiences with precisely, acquire new leads, and identify your most profitable channels. Marketing teams can finally align their effort with sales and customer service for a true 360 degrees customer view. Project management. With VT Next, you can run projects and workflows across different teams, keeping everyone aligned and connected. Whether you're coordinating internal projects or customer deliverables, VT Next ensures deadlines, responsibilities, and updates all in one place, basically. The last one, customer service. With VT Next, it's possible to support customers through multiple channels. So, for example, email, chat, phone, or portal. And so that you can deliver clear and timely responses. Every interaction is recorded and connected to the full customer history. At the heart of VT Next lies our BPMN engine, a true business process manager. It allows you to design and automate workflows that connect departments, eliminate silos, and transform repetitive manual tasks into smooth, intelligent processes. For example, imagine a sales quotation that needs an approval. With VT Next, that process can be completely automated. So you trigger notifications, follow-ups, and approvals without anyone needing to send manual reminders to colleagues. So the result is fewer errors, faster response time, and more time for teams to focus on what really matters, delivering value to the customer. So we go beyond a traditional CRM. We don't just track your customer. We help you optimize how your company works. So what we offer? What we offer, in one word, freedom, basically. So both technological and strategic. VT Next can run on-premise or in cloud, giving companies full flexibility to choose what best fits their needs. From the interface, you can add fields, create modules, or modify processes in just a few clicks. And believe me, it's that easy. No complex coding, no need for external developers, just full autonomy. For our partners and ICT professionals, this flexibility means the possibility to develop custom solutions, extend functionalities, and even resell them within our partner ecosystem. In other words, VT Next isn't just a product, it's a platform for innovation that you can build upon. Our system integrates seamlessly with ERPs, e-commerce platforms, BI tools, and even phone systems. It becomes your company central information hub, so a command center for all customer-related activities and operation. It is highly configurable, it is secure, it is adaptable, and VT Next really grows with your organization, enabling cross-selling, upselling, and data-driven decision-making that support, of course, long-term business growth. And let's discuss about the today's topic about data sovereignty. So, in a world where data often travels across borders and through third-party systems, keeping control over it has become a major challenge. At VT Next, we make data sovereignty a priority. With us, your data always remain under your control, in full compliance with European privacy laws such as GDPR. All data is stored exclusively within the European Union, protected from non-EU regulations like US Cloud Act, just to say one. And because every company has its own security policies and ET strategies, we give you the freedom to choose. You can choose our European cloud infrastructure or keep your data on-premise on your own servers. This approach offers both peace of mind and operational flexibility to the customer. These, for us, are the essential elements for companies handling sensitive information or working with public institutions. So, for closing, I think that it is okay, perfect. If this resonates with you, if you believe in transparency, flexibility, and the power of processes, I think then we'd love to connect. So let's share ideas and let's see how we can innovate together. You can reach us at info@vtnext.com or via website. So thank you for your time, and if you have questions, feel free.
Thank you very much, Lorenzo. That was a very interesting presentation as well. It certainly seems that this is like a sort of like a Swiss Army knife of tooling. And so you mentioned data sovereignty. I'd like to spend like an extra minute on this since it's a common topic that's come up quite a lot over the past year or so. Does that mean, just to be clear, for instance, to give a bit of context for people who've been less in this space, there's been a lot of concern over the past year that when you rely on American companies, if the American administration, for instance, decides to sanction someone, and they could sanction extremely broadly in Europe, then those companies have to immediately cease doing business with you. So that it creates a kill switch where, like, as a company, you could find yourself without a critical supplier from one day to the next. And this is not theoretical. Like the International Criminal Court was working on a case, and one of their head prosecutor found himself sanctioned by the Trump administration and immediately lost access to his email because Microsoft pulled the plug immediately. So when you talk about data sovereignty, is that a concern that you're addressing?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that all customers, or at least our customer, it concerns them. So basically, you cannot rely on something that whenever other parties want, it can seize you, and it can it can cause you a lot of trouble. In our case, that does not apply, fortunately. And so we rely on a third party, which is Aruba, that is an Italian company. So basically is all in Italy, more than but more importantly, all in EU, and all the data centers are in Italy, and this is very important because it will be it's a problem, not just a theoretical problem, as you said it before. So why you should risk if the product is good and you can do everything that you do with other solution, with a new European solution. For us, this is a big driver in of course the product itself, and this is pretty much a summary of what I was thinking. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised that you're reporting that your customers are really interested in this, and also like because like I've been hearing this from so many people, especially over the past year. It was already a concern before, but it's become really front of mind now. And also you offer on-premise, right, as well, in case people want that extra security. And do people use on-premise regularly, or? Yeah,
I think that. If I have to give you some numbers, we have around 2,000 customers right now, and I think that 20% of them are on-premise. So it is pretty common not for big enterprises, but for medium size, it is common. And VT Next give you the opportunity to do it. And so if you want, if you want to rely on your premises, of course, you should do it. And for us, it's always good. And the important is, as you said before, even with the other presenter. The important is to have processes and not everything AI driven, because having the possibility to create whatever field modules or building a process exactly for your company and not designed by EA or given you by ChatGPT or whatever. It is very, very important because you can do it. With your hands, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's particularly true when you're dealing with data, right? Like one of the hardest things with data is to ensure data quality. And if you start asking, some AI, some LLM to generate the AI input for you or anything like that, you're going to end up with like data that you absolutely can't rely on. Yeah. And it's just going to like destroy your entire chain of value. So yeah, I mean, it's always a little bit more work to learn a tool and figure out like, how can I add my own fields? How can I add my own automation to it? But like that, if you're not going to put in the work, then don't even try to have a tool in the first place. There's another thing that you said that I thought was interesting. At some point you mentioned that when using your solution, there's no need. I think your words were, I'm not sure I'm quoting you exactly right, but like I think your words were something like, using the tool, there's no compromise between business and compliance, or innovation and compliance. Do you mind getting a little bit into that? Because as you know, there's a lot of discussion around like simplification, the digital omnibus and all that. So I'd be interested in hearing your perspective on that.
Yeah, so of course, compliance was for the topic about the US Cloud Act and every other regulation that are non-EU. But the innovation, it is important also because we are looking to have a platform like ours to be the hub of all the other platforms that you use. So basically, a big company has lots of different softwares that help working basically, and the idea that we have is to use VT Next as an hub when you can manage every other solution that you need, basically. For that reason, we have a lot of plugin and add-ons, of course, and integration with other systems. We do, and we have integration even with others CRM, so it's not a problem for us to cooperate with other solutions. We do not impose VT Next. We want that you are able to use VT Next as the command center of your company.
I have to say, I really like that as someone who's had to buy tools before. And like, you go to a vendor, it's like, oh, you have to put everything in our tool.
Yeah,
and then,
no.
you know, that's always such a pain. And then you end up wanting to choose no one because like you can't make them work together. No, that's definitely a feature. I think as you said earlier, we offer freedom.
Exactly.
I think that's really worth having. Thank you very much, Lorenzo, for your presentation and for your time. I hope people will reach out with questions afterwards. Don't hesitate to leave your email in the chat so that people can contact you. And with that, thank you very much. And let's turn to the third presentation. Marco, I believe you've joined us from Plausible.
Yeah.
So please, the floor is entirely yours.
Great. Let me see if I can share the screen. Allowed to share the window. Okay, that's what I want.
It should work.
Share this window. Okay. You see the site, right? Okay. Great. Well, my name is Marko Saric. I'm the co-founder of Plausible Analytics. We're the easy to use, lightweight, and privacy-friendly alternative to Google Analytics. So now I hear all the other tools are in the marketing space as well. So I assume a lot of people in the audience are, website owners or business owners or marketers, and they have experience with analytics. And if you have experience with analytics, you've usually, at some point, you've used Google Analytics. So people have like a love and hate relationship with it. And we've tried to build something that solves some of the issues that people have with Google Analytics, which is like the biggest web analytics tool out there. So Plausible itself was launched in January 2019, so we've been doing this for a few years now, and we are fully independent and bootstrapped. So basically, we have no investors. We're sustainable and profitable because we're funded by our subscribers. So we run a SaaS, like a software as a service, and we have at this stage, I just checked it a few minutes ago, we have 15,928 active subscribers. So basically, companies, teams, businesses, website owners that pay us to run the service and basically to count the website stats for them. So basically, in terms of Europe, we are incorporated in Estonia. My co-founder is in Estonia. We have a team of 10 people. A few of them are in Estonia. We have people in Poland, Romania, Germany, Netherlands. I'm in Belgium. We work remotely. So no office and anything like that. Also, because of the GDPR and all the different privacy regulations, we are completely hosted in Europe using European-owned providers. So basically, Hetzner is where we host the data, and then we have some other like Bunny CDN and so on. So basically, we pick and choose some of the best kind of European alternatives to the big tech products. We also have we're also open source, so we have a little self-hosted release, which means that you can actually, and this is our free as in beer thing. We don't charge anything for it, and we don't monetize it in any way. So it's like our gift to the world out there. So you can go in and download it to your computer, put it on any server you want, even an American server if you really wish to do so. So I'll give you a quick little demo because we have a little live demo product. This is actually Plausible Analytics dashboard of our own website, and it features our own analytics of what's happening right now on our own website. So if you're used to Google Analytics or other tools, you'll see that this is very simplified because everything is on one page. So we have the overview up on top, which you can see the visitors, the visits, page views, and kind of like the overall impressions of what's going on your website. Then we have the sources, which basically gives you the overview over how people find you, where people find you, how people, is it search, is it social media, is it specific websites that link to you, and so on, including the channel report, and you can even track campaigns if you have paid campaigns, obviously. If you look at our own sources, you can see that they're really focused on organic. All the way to today, we haven't really done any paid advertising. So basically all these 16,000 subscribers that we have right now, they've come organically through word of mouth. We've never spent even $1 on paid ads or paying people to promote us in any way. So on the right side, we have pages. So that gives you access to the stats of all your pages, including the entry pages. So landing pages, the first pages people see on your site, or the exit pages, where people exit the most. As usual, with all these reports, you can actually click on the details view, which gives you a little bit more details on each of these, which then allows you to rank and sort by these different metrics. We go further down the dashboard. We go to locations, and another interesting thing from Plausible perspective. Despite all this European focus, we're all in Europe, and all of our data is stored in Europe, in European servers owned by European companies. We have quite a lot of American customers, and I would say, I think I checked it earlier, about 45% of our revenue is basically US customers, and then we go with lots of the kind of European countries coming after. So yeah, basically it's pretty global, this need, and like the kind of the issues that we've seen with Google Analytics are kind of globally seen by other people and other businesses, and yeah, again, like we have customers from all over the place. So on the right hand side, we have a devices report, which gives you the browsers and operating systems of the visitors of your site. And again, if you click on something like this, you filter the dashboard, and then now we're looking at the Safari only. So basically all the data that you see now are people that arrive to your website from Safari. And again, compared to Google Analytics or other tools, this is what we hear about is like, this is so simple and nice and easy to use. And that's the whole idea of Plausible. The last but not least is our kind of goals and conversions, which is like the key for many businesses, like being able to track purchases or signups or forms and things like that, and different properties and funnels. We have all stuff like this. And say, for example, that one thing I care a lot about is how many trial signups do we get. And I can see right now that so far in the last 28 days, we've had 2,024 signups for trials. And you can see, for example, that Google, despite us being the alternative to Google Analytics, is other than the direct, obviously, is our top driver of signups. So we have a lot of people going to Google search and typing different keywords to find us. So you can see here, for a lot of like kind of branded keywords in this case, Plausible Analytics, Plausible Pricing, and so on. Even our self-hosted, I can see here, it's pretty popular. We actually, we cannot track how many people use our self-hosted. That's intentional. We haven't installed Plausible on our self-hosted, so have no idea how many use it. We don't monetize it, so it's kind of like, okay, you use it to do whatever you want. We don't really, it's out of our hands. While we know for the cloud, at least, this is the data here is for the cloud. So I think that's a pretty quick summary of what we do. I wanted to be within these 10 minutes to make sure we don't take more time.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's a great presentation. I've known this tool for a while and used it on some projects. So
great to hear.
I have to say personally, I quite like it.
Nice, thank you.
And especially, I have to say, as someone who has been in charge of GDPR compliance with Google Analytics, I can report that doing it right with Google Analytics is an absolute nightmare. so that the need for an alternative is real. I have a question with respect to your customers, because one thing that's really interesting about Plausible is in fact, this very simple, clean, neat interface that shows you just basically the relevant data you need. But I wonder, do you encounter what I call the remote control problem? The remote control problem is this idea that, like, if you ask anyone, you go to someone's home and you look at their TV remote control, right? And it's got a million buttons, and you ask them, like, do you use these buttons? And everyone's like, oh, I absolutely hate it. There's too many buttons. I use like these 5 things. All the rest, I don't even know what they do. But then the same people, they go to a shop and they see 2 TVs that are about the same price, and they buy the one with the most buttons on the remote control because it's got more buttons. It has to be doing more things, so I'm buying more stuff for the same amount of money. Do you get that from your customers where they see the demo and they're like, this is what I want, but then they're like, oh, but Google Analytics has this long list of features, it must be better, right? Is that something you see?
Well, I would say that this started in 2019, and the product looks very similar to then the dashboard itself, and that's our idea: keep it simple. But because of user feedback over the years, we've added so much complexity. But it was always like, let's not just do it the way the others do it. Let's think of what's the plausible way to do this, and let's think of how do we build this feature. Maybe remove some of the optionalities in that feature that it really fits with our philosophy and our principles and the dashboard. So despite us adding so much into the segmenting and filtering and the different types of things that you can do now that you couldn't do only 2, 3, 5 years ago, the dashboard, if you actually compare it back then, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you would struggle to find the difference. But we've added so much extra that now people can, all these tabs that I've shown, the entry pages, so all the filtering and search and lots of stuff. So basically, yes, we hear a lot of feedback, like, how about you add this, or we're just missing this and we're going to sign up. But then we listen to that feedback and kind of, put it through our filter and like, how does this fit? Does it fit at all? And if it does fit, how do we make it plausible so we don't just go and copy the way that Google Analytics does? Because if we do that, our product in 2 years will end up being Google Analytics and being that kind of monster product and that kind of everyone struggles with. So that's basically our approach. And that's the way we built it last 6 years. Yeah, we listen to feedback and then we pick and choose what we build, and then we make sure that it really fits and it doesn't change the whole image of plausible, that you can still say plausible is very simple and easy to use and to understand.
Yeah, I think that's a very sensible approach. I remember, building dashboards for marketers. Like, they come back from a conference and they're always like, oh, I saw this incredible thing, and you build it for them. And then you look at the stats of usage and they never actually use it. They always keep using the stuff that, that they actually need and understand. So I think listening to the feedback, but like taking it with a grain of salt and like being an opinionated product owner, I think it is very important. A lot
of those things are kind of nice to have, and it's just a checkbox, but it might not be something you actually need.
Yeah.
And if you actually have a point of view and opinion, and you tell them why and what is the alternative we have and why is that better, in general, we find that we don't have issues like winning people over from that perspective. So yeah, plausible will never become Google Analytics. We'll never have thousands of reports and 10,000 of features, but we'll be powerful still. We'll still give you the data you need.
Right. No, that's good news. That's how it should be. I'm curious also. So as a vendor of a privacy-friendly solution, as you mentioned, like it doesn't even need cookies, right? I have a couple questions on that. Do you think that you're getting better data than cookies-based analytics systems? Because if people can don't have to consent to the analytics you're doing, is that helpful?
It depends really on the site, if depends on your audience, because we are not as good as Google Analytics at returning visitors, because we have this rule in place. So first of all, no cookies and no tracking of data between several days. So say you're a visitor that comes to a website today and then return back 3 days later. In Google Analytics, you can see actually this is the same visitor. With plausible, this will be 2 different visitors. So this kind of returning visitors is not possible by being privacy friendly. And same with if you have multiple devices. So Google Analytics would know okay, this is Marco. He's been on this website from his laptop and now he's there from his phone. But plausible will not know. So if you come to the same website from 2 devices, your phone and your laptop, we will see that as 2 visitors. So in that sense, we cannot be as strong as Google Analytics, so this kind of returning visitor profile. But it is a part of what we do, and this is intentional. We're privacy friendly. We don't do cross-device tracking, cross-website tracking, cross-day tracking. We don't use cookies. And then, like you said, there are benefits of this approach. So in many cases, when we get the legal teams talking with us, they actually approve us rather than approve Google Analytics. So Google Analytics will be put under the GDPR banner, while Plausible will be like, okay, we can run this without getting the consent, which means then suddenly I've seen actually cases of up to 95% of people actually either ignore or click on the reject button on GDPR, all depending on your relationship with the customer, with the visitor. And imagine then, like, your Google Analytics is pretty much empty. You're blind if you look at it. So yeah, there's like trade-offs with this approach, but we're very happy with the trade-offs because they're what we believe in, the privacy first, and it's easy for us to switch it. Okay, let's introduce cookies, or let's do this, but it's not why people come to us. It's not what we believe in, and it's not something that will happen in the future. So we stick with it, even though there are this kind of balances to take.
I also think, to be honest, that by collecting less data, you can have higher quality data. It's certainly the case that, yes, some, Google Analytics and other solutions will tell you about repeat customers over multiple days. But the truth is that, a Safari, a Firefox will not return the same cookies more than 24 hours later anyway. So they are skewing that data towards like a particular, basically only Chrome, which is the only browser that still does tracking.
Yeah.
And so
they do this with the GA4, the new stuff is data modeling, because of the gaps they have in the data, because of cookies or GDPR, or they now kind of like say, I don't know if it's AI or whatever, but we have this 5-10% of your audience, and now we're gonna like amplify that and think what is the 90-95% of the rest, and we kind of model it and like, okay, this is what your data is and what your stats are, but it's actually just invented. So now whether their kind of predictions are accurate or not, that's a different story. But it's like, yeah, they end up having to do this kind of trade-offs that we don't really do at all. We just basically show you what we see on your website. We don't try to kind of guess what else is happening or what did we miss because of this or that. We just show you what it is. We try to take care and like remove all the bots and like one of the issues with Google Analytics is like data center IPs and kind of click fraud with ads and so on. We kind of remove that out of the box. We just don't care. It's not real. And we just, as soon as we realize it's a data center IP, we kind of we block it on our own, so you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to manually create like your block list and things like that. So yeah, we've taken quite different approach in many of these things in from Google Analytics, and luckily for us, at least, there's a decent amount of people that agree with our approach and then come to us, and we can have this kind of sustainable and profitable little startup.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I agree with you. I find it weird that I understand that people would do lookalike audiences for targeting, off-site and stuff like that, but doing it for your own analytics sounds like a very dangerous idea to start with. Like you have like basically synthetic perspective on what's happening on your website. That cannot be a good idea. So that sounds great. If there are no further questions on the chat, I don't know, Sophia or Christian, are there any other questions on your side?
No, I would say also, since we're running out of time, we can leave all the email addresses on the chat so people can always reach out. I will also share after the event with all the participants the recording and the slides, so they have all the material from the session. Yeah, if you can, Christian, just share back our slide so I can just mention quickly.
Before we switch, I just want to say, thank you very much, Marco, for your presentation. It's super interesting. I really encourage people to give Plausible a try.
Thank you, Robin, and thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. I will quickly jump in just to mention that we're organizing our flagship event in Brussels. Will take place on the 4th of December. It's the third edition this year of the Digital SME Summit. So it will be a one-day event with a lot of sessions. Some will be more policy-oriented, some other more business-oriented. The overarching theme will be tech sovereignty, so I think it fits really well with the discussion we had today. We will probably also revise a bit the format of this tech solution webinar series we are doing, and take it to the summit in person. So if it happens that you are in Brussels and you want to join, you're more than welcome. I will send the link in the chat to the registration page in a second. You can also already check the agenda. We are putting together the lineup of speakers. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you in Brussels in December. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And with this, see you next time.